used to be this joke that went, if you put an Air Force cop in a room with nothing but 3 ball bearings, he would break one, lose one, and steal the other.
Thank me for my service.
This is entirely unfair and utterly mean-spirited, but not exactly wrong. I said last week, and I'll say again, that being an Air Force cop is a really fucking boring job, and you find ways to fill up the empty hours on your shift just any way you can. Sometimes the thing you find are not smart or legal. Like the 2 guys, and it's always 2 guys, who decided they were going to tear down the engine on their patrol vehicle one night, only not to be able to get it back together in time for shift change. Or there was a young airman on the back gate who decided he would pass his long night doing a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, only to have the base commander pull up and wait to have his ID checked in the middle of the night, see the young fellow, notice what he was doing, get out of his car, step inside the gate shack, and start handing the oblivious young airman pieces of the puzzle that matched what he was working on. I know that might sound funny to you, but I assure you the base commander wasn't laughing, and neither was the airman when he lost his stripe a few weeks later.
That was you, wasn't it?
It was not me. I don't like doing jigsaw puzzles. Why is it like this? Well, Air Force cops are young people, and young people sometimes make bad choices. A lot of the time, they will try to lie their way out of those bad choices. Like the young airman who was stone cold busted by a sergeant coming out of his girlfriend's dorm room, sweaty, disheveled, trying to get his uniform buttoned up and his gun belt back on at the same time. That young airman brazenly told his sergeant that he was desperately needing to take a shit, and this was the closest place he could find to get a toilet.
That had to be you.
Yeah, it was. Thank God my girlfriend was listening to the door and had time to duck in the bathroom and light a couple of matches to make it smell like someone had taken a dump. Sometimes the lies work, not because they're believed so much. It's just less work to accept the lie than finding out a truth that you really don't want to find out, because if you found out, it would be even more work on your part. And sometimes Air Force cops will even engage in elaborate cover-ups to hide their participation in activities or lies. Like the time someone got very drunk and broke a shit ton of drop ceiling tiles in their barracks hallway, resulting in the destruction of government property report being filed that night. That airman broke into a condemned barracks, stole a bunch of ceiling tiles in the middle of the night, and replaced every single one of the damaged tiles before the first sergeant could get around to coming over to investigate the incident and take that dumbass into custody for doing the deed. Everyone knew who did it, but now there was no evidence that anything was done or of how it might have been undone.
Wow, you really are a piece of work.
Those are just the stories I'm comfortable telling you that I know the statute of limitations has ran out on.